baby. We are ready. We are live, and it is time. If you guys are joining us right now, you are in the place to be. We have the Locker Room Show ready and revved up. We've got an amazing guest for tonight's show, someone that is been in the trenches with me at the University of Colorado. Now, you guys, he is a football father. He's in the stands. He's watching his son do his thing. He's going to share some advice tonight, which is going to be huge. But first and foremost, let me introduce my boy that holds me down from St. Louis every Thursday. What's going on, Guru? It looks like you're at the sports bar.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Big shouts out to my man Jerry, man, down here at the Gridiron Bar and Grill sports bar, man, out here in Sugarland, man. So I appreciate him coming out and let me come out and do my thing.
There you go. There you go. You know Guru's going to be on the move. He's in Houston. You know Guru's going to be on the move. But tonight is about the man in the middle of the screen. This is somebody that was a bad man, you guys. They used to call him the Alaskan Assassin. A lot of you guys didn't know they got talent in Alaska, but they definitely do. This is somebody that was maybe, depending on who you're talking to, the best fullback in Colorado history, you guys. I witnessed it with my own eyes. We had a dominant Russian attack, and a big part of that was because of this gentleman you're going to get to hear tonight. So I'm excited also because his son is now following in his footsteps, and he's playing big-time football over in West Virginia. He's in the Big 12. And we're going to get after it tonight. So we have none other than the great Brandon Drumm. How's it going, Buff?
Going good, man. Thank you guys for having me. Great seeing you boys, and looking forward to the show tonight.
Yes, indeed, man. I'm excited to have you on, and we've been wanting to have this show go down. So tonight's going to definitely be fun, and we probably going to have some buffs tuning in either live or recorded. So this is going to be a good one. I see the great Coach Foss saying, Coach Wood bringing the education to you. I love you, Coach. Thank you very much for joining us. But let's get into it. Let's not bury the lead, man. Your son is going into the family business, and obviously you know what this game takes out of you, Drumm. Was there ever any hesitation about letting him get this deep into the business?
Definitely not this deep. When he first, I guess, when he was wanting to play football, I didn't let him play right away. So I guess my dad and mom didn't let me play till I was in third grade. That was kind of their deal for whatever reason. And then my son had played multiple sports before football. And my big thing was I wanted him to basically beg me to play football, right? I never wanted to be like, hey, go out and play football. So it was kind of like I had to make sure that he loved it and wanted to play it. That was number one for me. And then that came in second grade, unfortunately. And I told him, you know what? My parents didn't let me play till whatever it was, and I don't know why, but I just said third grade. And so that gave him actually another year to want it that much more. And it's all worked out for the better. But that was kind of mine because that's what my parents did for me. I obviously know about the head injuries and the concussions and all that kind of stuff, right? That goes through your mind a little bit. But once he committed and once we signed him up, obviously that came with me coaching. I wasn't going to let him, go in without knowing how to play the game correctly and safely. And so what better time to start than when you're young and teach them when there's not huge contact and huge collisions. And other than that, I didn't stress it out. I played the game for a long time, and I don't think I ever even got a concussion, if you can believe that. So now
You're too
I don't
busy
know,
getting them.
maybe the good Lord gave us good hard heads or something. But yeah, I mean, you always think about it in the back of your mind as far as injuries go, but as far as letting my kid do what he loves, no, I wasn't going to stand in between that. And that's with all my kids. If they love something, I'm going to support them with whatever they're doing.
When did you know? Because I know sometimes you have parents that they over embellish how good their kid is, and then you have the old football dad that tries to kind of slow play how good their kid is. When did you realize that he may be a Division I athlete?
That's a good question. I'm a tough dad, and I'm even a tougher coach. So I'm anything but the coach to play their kid, right? I'm the opposite. My kid's gotta like my assistant's gotta put him into play. And so even to this day, I push my kids harder than anybody. But you know, I knew he could play Division I football. I just didn't know what level, right? For years, I actually talked to a lot of our former buffs, lots of guys that we played with, looking for advice. Hey, what should I do? What did your kids do? Always playing that game. But it's you don't know, right? Until you go to these camps, and he was beating kids one-on-ones, kids with Power 4, Power 5 offers. And that was really it when he went to these camps, and he could hold his own. And ever since he was little, I always pushed him. He always played a grade or two up. He always trained up, and that's just how it was. I always threw him to the wolves. I knew that would be the best bet for him because he would be prepared when he was a freshman, and he was playing bigger, stronger, faster kids. And so that was it, really. When we started going to camps his junior year, and he was competing versus, because he's like, Dad, that kid's got an offer there, and he would beat him in a one-on-one. That was the start of it, when it was kind of, because we're up in Alaska, so you don't know how good your kid is compared to the competition, and what the kids are doing down south. Ever since day one, we always tried to have a 7-on-7 team too go down, because I didn't want to have any regrets as far as when I raised them, and then when I brought them along. It's like that, the pictures on the screen here. That was one of our 7-on-7 teams that we brought down and competed with the best. So, and won. We didn't win the whole tournaments, but we beat really good teams. So we knew we could compete. But that was when I knew that.
Wow, that's big, man. And kind of the transition into the next topic, man. You're from Alaska, and you were, we knew you were coming before you even got there because you had so much hype behind you. Why did you feel like your son, because he ended up finishing his career in Colorado, why did you feel like Alaska wasn't the place for him?
A lot of reasons, but um, it was too easy for me. Like I knew the coach that we were going to go play for. Back in Alaska, they ran more of a run offense. So it wasn't really tailored to him. And I hate to say that, like, right. I don't mean to be selfish, but we weren't throwing the ball. He wasn't going to be able to show his skill sets. And as a receiver, you got to have a line, you got to have a quarterback, and you got to at least give him a chance. And some kind of scheme where you're not getting triple teamed every time. Even though in Colorado he did get doubled and triple teamed quite a bit. But at the end of the day, it was like, I'm going to take a gamble on my kid. I know he's got the talent. I had it all kind of lined out anyways. It was a great situation for us. They had a great coach, obviously. Brayton's down there coaching at Arapahoe, so that was a no-brainer. I knew the quarterback was really good. It just, everything kind of worked out. They were looking for a receiver. I actually almost went, probably hindsight, I probably should have sent him his junior year, because then he had a couple of years, because really they're recruiting these kids freshman, sophomore year, and your senior year you're kind of getting left. So that's was the only thing I'd say I kind of regret, is maybe we should have done this a year earlier, just because you're just not getting the eyes up in Alaska than you are down there. But even if you got good tape, it don't matter. Like everyone says, go show me good tape, but guess what? If you live somewhere like Canada or Alaska or wherever, they're always gonna say, but you're playing against, who you playing against, that sort of thing. I didn't want that. I didn't want no regrets. And so we just, once mama said okay, it was a done deal. And so I had it all lined up, and Landon was ready to go, and it was the best thing, man. He basically had a college prepper, living with somebody else than his parents. So he was living on his own, doing his own school. I mean, basically it was a pre-college little session. And so he's ready, he's ready now. And so no regrets, but that's why I did it. It was tough. There was definitely tough times for sure. We didn't move down there. So I sent him away with our buddy Bo, and Bo was his dad down there, and yeah, made it happen, and it all worked out. So
Yes, indeed. No, you guys, this is a big time story for some of you parents out there listening. That's why we wanted to bring Brandon on, because he actually entrusted his son for his senior year with two of our former teammates, and Tyler, who was a former first round draft pick of the Raiders, ended up being his high school coach his senior year. So for you to let go as dad and say, "Hey, I'm going to trust this situation," that's big. That's big. And some of you parents may have to get your son in a better situation. So that's big right there. We're on to our next topic, and Q, I'm gonna bring you in on this one, man. We're at the NIL era, obviously, and these kids are having to negotiate money, but some of them are bringing it up at the wrong time. In the guru's mind, when is the right time for an athlete to bring up NIL?
I mean, it's kind of, to me, I mean, we were talking earlier today, T. It's almost like, man, in some cases, man, in high school, depending on how much you're being recruited, right?
As
But
far as to the coaches that are recruiting them, when do
I
you think
mean,
they should?
man, again, it's that it to me, it needs to be brought up. Immediately if the coaches are showing that kind of interest, man, I mean, you're a commodity. Man, you're a 3, 4, 5 star kid. That's what you are, and you need to conduct yourself as such. You're your own brand. You're a commodity. So you need to you need to have that talk. At this day and age, it's impossible not to have that talk about, well, you know, with me, possibly having representation and having an idea what I'm worth on the open market as far as being recruited. You have to have that conversation. It's no way around it.
All right. Brandon, you just went through this with your son, and obviously he's at the Power 4 level. When you were talking recruiting the coaches, did the NIL conversation come up?
yeah, I mean, he wasn't as heavily recruited. What we kind of learned was at the higher schools, So it wasn't like 10 schools were fighting over him at that level. But NIL came up at all levels.
Okay.
It's just a matter of how they did it, right? Some of the coaches were up front. This is what we're offering if you kind of pay to play. So depending on how much you played or percentage or what your production was what you were going to get paid. It was on a scale. At the higher levels, it's you're no, I shouldn't just say stars, but stars and what they perceive you as, or a transfer. You know, we heard a lot of stories. I mean, there was a JUCO All-American guy going in, and he's getting paid, and so you're always asking that question because you're like, who are you paying? So, and what with ours, it didn't really come up until we were sitting down with the general manager, having that meeting, and then I asked them the tough questions because I was actually didn't know all the answers. I'm new to the whole thing, and I just I wanted to know, and I wanted to hear what he had to say. And it's the same thing. I mean, once you start producing, though, at any of these levels, once you start producing at college, then you got leverage, right? Then you can say, hey, my kid did this and he's here and he should be getting paid what this guy's getting or more or whatever. Right now, we're kind of going in blind. He's a 3-star. We're appreciative for the opportunity right now. We got to go prove ourselves. That's where we're at. That's where my kid's at. So I'm not asking for money up front. If they want to throw us a little money, which they will, that's great. But right now, it's all about, let's get on the field, let's see what you can do, and then we'll talk about real money. Because right now it's not about enough to ruin a relationship over.
Gotcha. I love that right there. So you're saying as a parent, you have to kind of judge where your son is at and if you should bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, every level is different. I know I talked to Justin Bates, and
Yeah.
his kid was a 4-star, and then he transferred. He had tape. So, once you get that college tape and you're a starter or a second string guy with good tape, then you got leverage. Then you kind of know where you're at. But right now, as a 3-star high school kid that my kid's coming in, we're just kind of staying back. All we do is keep our mouth shut and let's go produce. Once that happens, then it's a different ballgame. And these coaches are evaluating, because I asked, I'm like, how often do you take it? You sitting down with the coaching staff to evaluate your personnel, right? Your players. And it's like, he's like weekly. I was like, no way. But literally, like, quarterly, they're going through and they're saying, hey, who we trying to get rid of, who we trying to add, where we need better depth, all that. It was surprising how often they're going through these evaluation processes all the time. So they're watching
Pro
every
ball.
little thing you do. Yeah, it's semi pro ball, man, for sure.
Well, that is great advice for you coaches and also for you families out there. Do not bring it up. If your son is getting his first Power Four opportunity, do not bring up NIL first thing out of your mouth. Let them bring that up, secure the scholarship. So that's good right there. We are on to our next topic and enjoying our time with my former teammate. This is a Big 12 champ, Big 12 all-conference performer at fullback, you guys, and just one hell of a player, a load to bring down. Huge part of why the Colorado rushing game was so potent back in our day was because of this man that you're watching right now. And now his son is doing big-time things. Mental health, Q. The guru's always got his mental health right. And, the NFL has just mandated a new rule, Guru, that every team, all 32 teams, have to have a full-time mental health specialist. Is this a little bit too late, Guru, or is this right on time? Why are they doing this right now?
Because man, the instances are starting to pile up. But this should have been in place a long time ago, man. I mean, we hate obviously you showed a picture of Junior and a number of other guys, that we lost unfortunately, man, because of CTE or mental health issues. So this should have been in place a while ago, man. These guys, I mean, it's great that they have it now, but they're way, you're talking decades late in regards to getting this in place.
Okay. Brandon, I mean, obviously, we're talking about your son being in the industry. Is the NFL late with this, or why do you think the timing is now for the NFL to have all the teams with representation?
Yeah, I mean, like Guru said, man, it's way late. This is. I think it's just to cover them liability wise. I mean, to
Mm,
document everything, because all these CTE things and everything going on. I mean, it's way long overdue. And as football players, it's easy to be that macho guy, but it's the things that we don't ever talk about, that it's okay to cry, it's okay to tell your feelings and all these things. And there's a lot of things that wasn't discussed when I played, when we played, um, that should have been, I believe, and it's way overdue. And we played however many years ago, and it's just now coming out. So, I know this is a physical, tough game, but people have, we're people, man, and it's tough, man, because we've lost a lot of good teammates and friends and things because of this, and it's long overdue.
yes, indeed. Actually, we have lost some teammates because of this, and then that's the guys that are also suffering in silence. So, you young athletes out there, if you do feel you need some help, it is not weak for you to go ask for some help or somebody to talk to. Brandon, do you think that the colleges should be mandated, at least maybe at the Power Four level, to have a mental health clinician?
They got everything else. I mean, this West Virginia's got everything. I mean, if you can't perform at these level, this level, I saw telling my kid, I mean, they got everything for you, everything that you could possibly think of. And we had a lot, and they just expanded off that, and I was just blown away. I mean, I could literally
Wow.
spend an hour of talking to you guys about the facilities at West Virginia and what they offer in every little aspect of everything, from the training room to the weight rooms to the nutrition to just sleep pods. I mean, you name it, they got it.
Wow.
And red light therapy, I'm like, dude, I could just, I need all this stuff. I'm an old man. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I would hope that some of them do have it, that my coach
Yeah.
or that my son's going in there. and they're paying all these guys. I mean, that's the least they could do is give them some mental health support and educate them. Educate them. Let them know it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to tell people how you feel and all that kind of stuff. And it's okay to be depressed, but how are we going to deal with it? You know what I mean? Those are the big things. And and where I live, Alaska, it's depression. It's dark all the time. So there's a lot of that going on too, and it's a real issue. And so any education we can provide or help that we can give, or even just reaching out to let people know that we're there for them and that we love them. So it should definitely be mandated in college.
Wow, that's big. Guru, did you ever feel after your career, man, that you might have had a little bit of depression? I know I did.
I mean, no, absolutely, man. I mean, I always said, man, it's similar to a lot of guys, man, that coming out the military, man. I mean, it's especially if you have where your career, man, didn't end the way that it should have or the way that you wanted it to. That kind of just kind of compounds the pain and anguish, right? So no, it's definitely needed, man, because I mean it's so many guys across the board. I mean, we're gladiators, man, and we knew from a young age what we were getting into, but in some ways we didn't know how the game would affect us later on.
Yeah, no, that's big right there. Yeah, go get help. Please go get help, you young athletes. We've had too many, and we've had buffs. We've had buffs like Rashawn Salam, Heisman Trophy winner, Drew Walrus, McCarty. We've had some guys. So you guys go get help. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and we're ripping and running with the great 33, one of the best fullbacks to come out the Big 12 from the late 90s to early 2000s. This was a dude right here, and he's joining us tonight. A little bit of hot seat action, you guys, and we'll start off with you, Drumm, because this is your alma mater. When we talk about coaches on the hot seat, let's say these coaches start off 0-3. Who out of this group definitely could not start off 0-3? Is it Coach Prime in Boulder? Is it Dabo? Is it Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, or is it Lane Kiffin at LSU? Out of these four, which one would Brandon Drumm say better not start off 0-3?
That's a tough one. Damn.
Tough. Yeah, that is tough. But you said Brandon Drumm, so you just said that's our school. So I mean, me personally, it's the Buffs, right? If you're asking me personally, because that's my blood, right? But nationally is a different answer, but Dion, it's time for us to win. He's got his guys in there now, and not his son and not Travis. So we can see what he can do with his guys. That's the big thing. And at this level, right? He's won at every other level with his guys. And so we had one good season. He's brought in a lot of money. I love him for that. But for him and for me and for you, right? We went the Buffs, but I would say if they all went 0-3, man,
0-3, baby, out the gate.
That's tough. I think Lane, he's probably got a year because he just switched. They'd probably. I mean, they'd probably burn his house, but they'd probably give him a year. But I would
dead ass.
I would probably say Dabo. I'd probably say Dabo, just because he dominated for, I don't know, 10 years. He had like probably 10 plus wins, and then the last two seasons he's been kind of tanking. And if he goes 0-3, 0-4 this next year. I mean,
yeah.
I thought last year he only won like 6-7 games, and so I thought they might, and I'm glad they didn't. He deserved to stay. But if he does it again this year, I don't know.
All right, you got the answer from Drumm. He said his alma mater better do something, Coach Prime, but he says on the national scene, it's probably Dabo Swinney. Guru, you always got the answers. One of these gentlemen starts off 0-3. this year. Who is it the worst for?
Man, you know what? This is a tough one, man. I mean, here's the thing with Coach Prime, and I look at it like I agree with you, Big Drum, but the only reason you almost got to look at it from an AD perspective is because physically, man, health wise, he's going through hell. He's been going through hell. So it's like you got to get those W's, but how much grace do you give him because of all these ailments he's been fighting? Because, man, Prime could have bowed out, man, but he's a fighter, right? So it's like, to me, out of that group, he's going to have the most grace out of the ADs, right? But then you look at LSU's coach in Bama, that's a man. I mean, Dabo, yeah, I feel like Dabo's established enough to because he's been a giant killer. He's given Bama hell, right? Dabo's given the SEC hell for a long time. So I feel like that, man, he's pretty much, man, a legend at Clemson. Yeah, you don't want to, like, they don't want him to go 0-3, but I don't feel like he's on the hot seat because he is Clemson, right? He's kind of like, what Paterno was at Penn State and on that level. I'd have a toss up between LSU's coach and Bama, because at Bama, it's like that's some big ass shoes to fill, as far as that legacy. But you took the damn job, you took the check, and you know what the hell it is, and it's roll tide or get the hell out of here, right? And that's just what it is, man. I mean, that's what, like you said, they will burn your house to the ground if you don't. If you don't
in the SEC,
in the SEC, dude, I'm telling you, man, they will come for your ass down there, right? And then as far as LSU, well, hell, he's just flat out got the best damn team in America money can buy. We're talking man for man. If you look at their roster, the hell, they just took y'all's damn all-star tackle, right? They took your tackle from Colorado. So he's got literally from top to bottom, like maybe a handful of 4 stars. Everybody else is 5 stars from wall to wall. So it has to be right now because they just spent an entirely too much amount of money at LSU. So I'd say it's a toss-up between the guy, coach of Bama and LSU.
All right, so you got the answers right there. Big Drum says he want to see Colorado do something, but he's going with Dabo. And then Guru says, hey, they better do something at LSU with all of those guns they got there. Like you guys said, the SEC, it matters a little more in the SEC. So none of these teams better start off 0-3. That's for sure. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and we are ripping and running through the show. It's time for the lightning round. And I've been excited to take this gentleman through the lightning round. So we've got the great Brandon Drumm, amazing fullback at the University of Colorado. And now he is about to go through the lightning round, baby. So he's got 60 seconds to tell us the first thing that comes to his head. And I got my stopwatch that I'm getting ready here. Now, I don't know what kind of food they got in Alaska. I don't know if you guys are eating elk or something, but it's a dinner on the locker room show. Dinner on the locker room show. If you can get to 16 answers or higher. 16 or higher, he's got a dinner on Guru and I from the locker room show. So let me get the stopwatch ready. As you see, it says zeros. Never cheat a buff. I'm gonna never cheat a buff. But I got my list, and Drumm, you're gonna say the first thing that comes to your mind. So when I say something off my list, first thing that comes to your mind. Don't elaborate. We're trying to go. We're trying to move on here. All right. Now, Darius Bell, Zaire Young, tied at 16. So we're going to see if the great Drumm can beat them at 16. Now, he gets 1 for tech delay. So 15 puts him in the mix. Then we got our special trivia question where he can gain 2 points. So 13 gets him in the mix. 13 gets him in the mix. All right, Drumm, let's rock and roll, baby. First thing that comes to your mind. First thing that comes to your mind, the lightning round. All right, number one. Service High School, go.
Oh, state champions.
Shrimp tacos or steak tacos?
Shrimp.
Best player you ever played against?
Troy Polamalu.
Gary Barnett.
Big 12 champs.
Trip to Hawaii or trip to Greece?
Greece.
Favorite football movie? He's rolling.
Varsity Blues.
Tyler Brayton.
Oh, great coach, great teammate.
Fishing or hunting?
I love them both. Hunting.
50 seconds. Favorite candy growing up?
Snickers.
Apple pie or cheesecake?
Cheesecake.
Bobby Pesavento.
Great QB.
Speedo or boxers?
Boxers.
Time. All right, we're gonna give them that. We're gonna give them that.
Shoot.
All right,
Speedo.
baby. Let's add them up. Yeah, we don't want to see you in the Speedo, big drum. We don't want to see you in the Speedo. So, all right, number one. Number one was Service High School. That's his old high school. He said state champs. Number two, shrimp tacos or steak tacos. He said, give me the shrimp tacos. Number three, best you've ever played against. He said, Troy Polamalu, a Hall of Famer. Number four, Gary Barnett, our old coach. He says, Big 12 champs. Number five, trip to Hawaii or trip to Greece. He says, take to Greece. Number six, favorite football movie. He says, Varsity Blues. Number seven, Tyler Brayton, our old teammate, the one that coached his son his senior year. Great teammate, great coach. Number eight, fishing or hunting. He loves them both, but he says, take me hunting. Number nine, favorite candy growing up. He says, Snickers. Number 10, apple pie or cheesecake. He says, give me the cheesecake. Number 11, Bobby Pesavento. He says, great teammate, I think. And then number 12, boxers or briefs. He says, give me the boxers. Give me the boxers. So with the tech delay, you guys, he's at 13. He's at 13. He's got a chance. I think it was the toughest player. I think that's the one that paused you a little bit. But he's got a chance to go to 15. He's got a chance to get our consolation round right here. So last section of the show, which is our Strike It Gold trivia section. He's got 13, but Strike It Gold, you can earn 2 points. Guru, do we have a Strike It Gold trivia question?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Big Drum, the trivia question for the night, my man, is who is the highest drafted fullback in NFL history, going left to right? We got Big William Floyd. We got Mike Allstott, the train. We got Big Larry Zonka off of that 72 all-winning undefeated team. Or we got Big Lorenzo Neal lead block from my guy Terrell Fletcher out there and Natron out there in San Diego. So who you got?
Man, what a group.
It's a hell of a group.
I know.
You're trying to see none of them boys. Damn that.
No, right? Shoot. I'm going to throw.
Highest draft pick.
Oh, man. I mean, Zonka's aging me here. It was before my time. I'd like to think he was drafted up there. And I don't, Lorenzo, none of them get drafted high enough, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to say my boy Allstott.
Hey, you know what?
Do we have an answer?
I'm going to tell you what. Big Drum, it was actually William Floyd, but I'm going to tell you what, initially just looking at that list, I would have said Mike Allstott my damn self. So I understand why you went that way. But actually it was William Floyd, went 28th overall. Actually, in the 94 draft, yeah.
Florida State.
Out of Florida State. Yeah, lead blocker for him and Warwick Dunn back there, man.
Wow, what a duo, man.
Yeah, that was nasty, man. That was the original Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah. Damn.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So that is it. 13 points. Amazing job. And yes, Allstott was a second-round draft pick, but the great William Floyd back in those Steve Young days and Ricky Waters days was the number 28th overall pick of the 49ers. So, hey, amazing show tonight. Big Drumm, we appreciate you coming on, baby. And let me ask you a question before we get you out of here. And if anybody has a question for Drumm that's with us live before we get out of here, feel free to put it in the comment section now. But when you think about, man, all the success that you had, I mean, obviously, probably highest rated recruit ever out of Alaska. You go on to have an all Big 12 career, champion, you get drafted. What would Drumm at 18, or excuse me, today, after everything you've been through, what would you tell Drumm at 18 walking on the campus at Boulder for the first time?
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity these next 5 years. Don't squander that. Like, sometimes you take it for granted and do, and that's what you don't want to do. And I try to soak it up, but there were some things I did that I probably shouldn't have. And if I could go back and change those, that would be the biggest thing. And just, I don't know. I live my life with no regrets. I mean, that's the big thing. I try to, right? You try to, and you try to give everything you got. My other big thing that I didn't do at CU that I tell my son, I tell everybody that I know that's going, and it's all about who you know and not what you know. Build your relationships when you go off to college. Every single person that we touch or that we talk to, that we rub shoulders with, I would say almost every one of those people are successful somewhere and they're doing something big. And there's a reason why they're at that level. And if I made those connections, there was so many people that I didn't make those connections, and then I'm all of a sudden, hey, will you recruit my kid? You were a GA when I played, and I made fun of you, and now I'm asking you to go recruit my kid, and now you're the president of this school, or you're the AD at this school, and you are our trainer, and we didn't treat you as good as we should have, or I didn't, right? And I regret that. And those are those. And I made a lot of friends, and I made a lot of relationships, but I wish I would have done more, because everybody in that Dow Ward Center has gone on and done a lot of things, all different aspects of life, and who knows, like, right? That might be your guy that you're trying to get a big job from one day or whatever. Like I said, I'm trying to get my kid recruited by you because now you're the head coach. And how many GAs were at our school that went on to be head coaches? A ton. I can name a ton. And especially now going through it now with my kid, and I'm like, man, I remember this guy, and I remember this trainer is now an AD, and I remember this person is now a doctor, and all these things. So that's my big thing was it's building relationships, even going out of your way and saying hi, making someone's day, just so that you just never know, because they might ask you for a favor down the road, and you might need them or whatever it is. But it's all about, building those relationships are vital and huge and key. And all our teammates, I've reached out to so many of our teammates because my kid's going through this, and so many guys, you'd be amazed how many names I could drop of just, I reach out to them and ask them for advice, or, hey, I'm in town, we got a 7-on-7 tournament where our teams aren't playing, but let's go catch each other. I mean, I've ran into so many guys, you'd be amazed. We could literally talk for an hour or two about it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you worry about your son not being able to have those relationships because of the transfer portal?
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, it might be short-lived. It might be not. I don't know. I haven't completely thought about that. I do tell them, hey, man, build those relationships as much as you can while you're there. But if you transfer, guess what? You build more more relationships, but you're also missing out on some too. You're missing out on some too. So, I mean, with ours, we were there for 4 or 5 years, so you really get to know those people, and maybe you do have a better bond. But if you're not, hey, at least nowadays these kids don't even have real relationships anyways. It's just snap, it's a tap, it's a thing, it's a do. It's like they don't even know how to talk half the time. And I'm like, they can't have this one-on-one conversation. And so it's a shame, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they'll be snapping down the road, but I would say that I still tell them, got to build those relationships. It's just probably not maybe as meaningful, unfortunately. It's
and maybe
just
get more to the general student population too. Try to build relationships.
Yeah. I mean, all
outside
that.
of the building.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just,
Wow.
yeah.
All right. Well,
The
that is.
you
Go
know,
ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, the people that are successful, the people that want to be successful, they gravitate to the big programs and the big all that stuff,
Yeah,
right? They want to
yeah,
be a part of they want to be around people that are great, right? If you
yeah.
want to be
Facts.
great, you want to learn from people that are great. And so that's what I learned. I mean, sure, there's going to be student body people that are rich from their parents or whatever, and they're going to be successful, but the percentage I would say is a lot higher in that football field house or sports field house, wherever they're at, wherever you're playing. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on it. Would be just building those relationships are just vital, key.
Big
Yeah,
advice tonight, you
yeah.
guys. A lot of you athletes and you parents will have to run this show back because there's even some hidden gems in this one. But Brandon, man, love you, dude. Good to see you, and we're wishing the best for Landon.
I
Definitely.
appreciate. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me on, and yeah, we'll stay in touch for sure, and keep doing your big show, man. I love this thing, and we'll catch you out every week. So
Appreciate you, big dog.
Yes, indeed. All right, you guys. That's the great Brandon Drumm. I mean, Q. You remember back in our days, Big 12. He was
Hey man.
coming through on the
Hey
ISO.
man, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was when, man, I mean, like you got guys like him and Karel
Yeah,
Buckhalter and
back up big
Amon
guns.
Green. Like, man,
Yeah.
it was a different type of ball, man. Like our era, man, somebody getting some chipped teeth on Saturday. You know what I
You
mean?
got Drum coming through and then Chris Brown behind him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. But no, great player. Big ups to his son. And I wanted to say too, I mean, that's a huge feat because we talk about all the time. Like for a high school kid to go power 5, that's saying something, man. Because it's harder and harder for high school kids, man. Straight, going from a senior in high school and getting highly recruited to a power 5 D1 school. That's saying a lot, man. And coming from Alaska, so he's got to be a dog, man. Because I mean, that says it all right there.
Literally, man, his dad let him go with Bo and with Tyler his senior year. So his senior year, he finished up in Colorado, and Tyler, who got drafted by the Raiders in the first round, was his head coach. So they literally, man, I talked to Bo about it today. Brandon Drum got him an apartment and his son an apartment, and they were basically the father figures, man. He said, "Here, take him. I need to get him out of Alaska. I need, Colorado's
Yeah,
not bell cow, but you can move more on the
yeah,
recruiting scene
yeah,
than
yeah.
out of
and
Alaska
that,
with
and
him."
that's a lot of trust, man. But see, again, it goes back to what we said because you've been around dudes for 4 or 5 years. They, man, like
Yes,
my
you can
teammates,
trust
man,
him.
are family. TU family. Like it's like we've been around each other, man, for years. And these kids, that's the one thing you were saying with the
That's
portal,
a
man.
good point.
You stripped of that, man. You
That's
can't
a
build
good
no
point.
brotherhood in no one season, man, or a couple of months. But it's like man, you parents heard what he said. Your kid is constantly being evaluated to where I mean, it may be somebody trying to poach your kid, or it's gonna be somebody trying to take your kid's spot year to year. These are 1 year contracts. Like I know it
Yeah.
says maybe you getting a full ride, but these are 1 year by year, case by case evaluations. So understand that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you play poorly, especially in a big game, they're looking to replace you.
Yeah, yeah, man. You gotta show up, man, every game, man. And again, that's the part that people leave out is these kids are getting paid big money, but I mean, the pressure is even more so because of the bread, right?
Yeah. And that was smart of him to say, "Hey, we're not going to stress over the money. We need to get on the field and prove ourselves
Yeah,
before we ask about the money."
absolutely, and that's how you should do it. I mean, because to me, man, that's the problem with a lot of these kids is, man, you know, the transition from high school, man, not every kid, man, it's a dog in high school translates to be a solid college player, man. There's been a lot of kids that we've seen, you know, that have been 4 or 5 star kids that end up being trash on the D1
Most of
Power
them.
5. Yeah,
Most
most
of them.
of them. Yeah. And I mean, I'm talking about got all the accolades, man, the Army, All-Star game, the Under Armour All-Star game. But when it's time to strap it up on Saturday, man, against these killers that's out here, man, they can't get it done. But then we've seen 2-star kids, 3-star kids, hell, no
Jacob
star kids,
Jesus.
0-star kids, and come out there and murk everybody. So you got to show up and ball.
The kid at Ole Miss, the Trinidad Chamberlain.
Yeah, man,
took him to the playoffs.
You just got to show up and ball, man. You got to show up and ball. At the end of the day, man, stars don't mean a damn thing. You got to show up and you got to ball, period. And like Big Drumm said, and earn your bread. If you a dog, you going to get a bag, but don't come in the door, man, demanding a bag, man, because you might not be as advertised.
Yep. And then they're going to walk away from you. They're going to go on to the next kid. So,
Yep.
Hey, this is a big one tonight, you guys, and I knew it would be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. We had Big Drumm come in. Keep an eye on West Virginia and young Landon because he's going to be making moves, and we're wishing the best for him. Guru, anything for the good people from the sports bar before we get out of here?
I mean, no, man. Like, you know, we just kind of been looking around at spring ball, man. You know, kids are getting some reps in. You know, do your best to stay healthy during spring ball. But man, I'm gonna keep saying, man. You go through spring ball, you come home, maybe you know, a quick visit home to check on your people, and you right back at it, man. Right back to school, right back at training, and next thing you know, man, you strapping it up for week 1. It's like that, man. It's like that. Like I said, you got to earn this bag.
We're in April. It's April 2nd. So April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. You're in training camp, baby. 5 months. You're in training camp. So you guys stay ready.
Just like that. Yeah.
Just like that. That's the Guru. I'm Coach Wood. We'll see you at the top, baby. Have a good one.